In this video we're going to tackle the dreaded improvised solo, or improvising as a guitar player. Now, because you've picked guitar, normally means that you want to show, like, because a lot of guitar players have solos, okay, so it's kind of a little bit more creative, it's a little bit more expressive than, say, learning piano or a classical instrument where they put the music in front of you and you have to just play what's written, okay? The best way to describe this, or the example I use, is imagine that you go into a room and you have to draw a tree, okay? Bear with me here, I'm going somewhere with this. So let's say the person comes up and he says, that tree over there, can you draw that? So you look at it and you draw the tree, right? That's pretty much what we've done up till now. You've got all the tab, you've looked at it, and then you've just copied it. Improvisation is pretty much coming down, sitting down, and the person saying, draw me a tree. Okay, so they don't give you a reference, they don't say, here's the tree that I want you to draw. You have to go back into your memory of all the trees that you've looked at, and it can be really tall tree, it could be really fat tree, short tree, it can have roots. Okay, if we apply this to guitar and improvisation, that's pretty much what we're doing. We need the kind of tools, so which is basically the outline of a general tree. Once you have that, it's just about how creative you want to be within that framework. Okay, so in terms of colour, in terms of size, everything like that. So if you think of it like drawing something that you've seen 1,000 times, then you could probably do that. What we need to work on is getting that knowledge in your head to start with, and the easiest place to start is a pentatonic scale, and I'm in A minor pentatonic, so that's 5/8, 5/7, 5/7, 5/7, 5/8, 5/8, okay? You've probably came across pentatonic before, whether or not you've known it's pentatonic is a different matter. If you stick to pentatonic for any of these exams, because there are quite a few pieces with an improvised section rather than it tells you the solo to play, then you will come across these pentatonics. Even Sunshine of Your Love is a pentatonic, okay? The money solo, all pentatonic. So what we have to get over is that fear of, I have no idea what to play. You know, you have almost too much of a blank canvas. Well, that's not true. If you look at the key and say this key's in A minor, something like that. So it'll tell you near the start, or you'll look at the chords and you'll find out what key it is. From there, you're pretty much, you can limit it if you want to 3 frets. Okay, so instead of having the entire guitar and being totally scared by that, just look at these 3 frets. 5/8, 5/7, 5/7, 5/7, 5/8, 5/8. Okay? And then after that, that's when you get to put your own creative spin on it. So don't just play the scale from start to finish, because there's nothing really creative about that. The more and more you do this, the better you'll become at it, because I could just play okay, so because I know the pentatonic scale inside out, that's fine for me. So a couple of tips in terms of soloing, okay, you pretty much have to go out and do this yourself, but take the pentatonic, okay, higher notes are going to cut through better than lower notes, okay, so I would stick to the higher part. Because when you get down to the lower notes, what it tends to do is the frequencies start to go in with the bass guitar and the drums, and it gets a little bit lost, okay, unless you're really super loud for it. So the pentatonic, you want to do that, you want to pretty much do everything that you've learnt, so any slides, any pitch bends, any hammer-ons and pull-offs, if you've done any of that. But you've got to think about it as you do have the tools, okay, once you know this pentatonic scale, 5/8, 5/7, 5/7, 5/7, 5/8, 5/8, then you can pretty much solo in anything. It just depends what key. And if you're thinking, well, how do I find the key? If this is A minor, you pretty much just have to know the notes of your top string. That's A, okay? If I move it 2 frets up or 2 semitones up, it becomes B. If I play that exact same shape, that becomes B minor. Okay, so that's pretty much every minor pentatonic is that one little shape. So just learn that one shape, and then it's down to you to put the kind of creative touch on it. It's pretty much trial and error, but it always seems to scare pupils when they come to it, because they almost feel like there's too many notes to play, okay? But all I'm telling you is just shorten it to that pentatonic scale right now, and there'll be another video of how to go beyond the pentatonic scale. But if you just stick with the pentatonic scale and it asks you to do an improvised solo, you have all the right notes in there, then you should be able to come up with a pretty cool solo. After that, it's just your own creative touch, okay? So just stick to those notes and you'll be able to come up with an improvised solo.